Jacobs, finally. Get it. It's on. It's on.
We've shown you the best kayakers in the world take on Jakes. But here's something you rarely see. A hard-charging paddle raft team smoking what many consider to be the hardest rapid on the North Fork of the Payette River, designated experts only.
It was definitely something that took 4 years of training to do. We did it last summer. We looked all of each other in the eyes and basically asked if we were ready, and we were ready. We put on, and I'll never forget that moment. I took a mental snapshot.
John Metz grew up in Lowman. He's kayaked since the age of 12. John has more than 30 years of whitewater experience, and he's the skipper. But a raft guide is only as good as the crew he paddles with.
John and I met 4 years ago, and we had the goal of rafting the entire North Fork. And so we took a very streamlined approach.
Brian Olson and John started on the lower 5. But as they moved up the river to more difficult sections, they needed to recruit strong paddlers with a strong mentality to brave the North Fork.
You don't see very many 4 or 5 person paddle teams out here because it's tough to convince that many people to actually come and do it.
Brian and John work in the Treasure Valley as firefighters, and they found their paddlers through that brotherhood. As Ben Moores, Bjorn Skavlan, and Evan Phillips joined the team, representing Eagle, Boise, and Nampa Fire.
I trust them, they trust me. It's very similar to our jobs. It sounds cliche, but like no one person is more important than the other. Even myself being the guide, I'm relying on them to paddle. Yeah! They're relying on me to steer. These guys would do anything for me and vice versa.
The North Fork dropped 1,700 vertical feet in a 15-mile stretch of Class 5 whitewater, with violent rapids, waves crashing in every direction, and intense hydraulics that seem to go on forever. Commercial rafters won't take customers down this stretch. It's too dangerous.
Things don't always go right. I mean, you don't run clean lines every time, and so when you do have somebody swim or you do run a bad line and get beat up, we deal with that all the time as firemen. Like, that's the reason why we exist, is people have a problem and they call us. So when we have problems on the river, it seems like we're able to overcome those pretty fluidly because we all kind of share the same mentality.
We caught up with this team as they tried to finish off their goal. They had one final rapid to conquer, and most consider it the second hardest rapid on the river. It's called Nutcracker.
Nutcracker holds a special place in my heart, man. I kayaked Jacob's Ladder in 1994 with a guy named Conrad Forney. Unfortunately, Conrad was killed in Nutcracker in a kayak in 2008. He's got a special place in my heart, and he's always someone I looked up to, and I look at this rapid a lot differently since that happened. That's why we haven't done this one. I've always wanted to walk it, even though we ran some stuff that's technically probably bigger. But today, just knowing these guys, knowing what we're up against and knowing what we've done in the past, we give Nutcracker a shot, and we do it for Conrad.
I was up front, so a lot of what I saw was just white, and you kind of duck your head, paddle stroke, look up, try to see where you're at. I'm not gonna lie, you feel a little bit of relief, you know, that we all made it through this project together and nobody had any serious injuries and that kind of thing. And then, yeah, you just kind of soak it up and enjoy the moment. You know, you think about this for years, the day that you finally put it all together, and here we are, and we'll enjoy it, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do next.
And man, I'm proud of these guys. They're like brothers to me. Like, they paddled their butts off, and we were able to get through it, and it's something that I'll never forget, and it's super special to myself and these guys.
Steve Dent, Idaho News 6.